I've just had a session at the gym and I've had an epiphany. And my epiphany is this, that I am a victim of my own self-sabotage. I will explain shortly, but first let me get some things out of the way. Hello, welcome to my channel. 60 or almost 60, divorced, what happens, all that kind of thing. Yes, I'm going to make some breakfast and then I'm going to sit and tell you all about it. But please, if you find this video interesting, please like, subscribe, all of that. I'll talk to you soon. And also, I blink a lot and I talk with my hands. We'll just get that out of the way. Bye. Or no, see you soon. Because I'm a woman and I can multitask, I'm going to talk to you while I actually make my breakfast. So here we go. I do have some frozen berries and I'm just going to add my muesli to it and talk to you about my self-sabotage. All right, in a previous video, in fact the last one, when I talk about having control of the remote, I mentioned to you that I have, I probably eat too much, and I mentioned probably quite a few times. We'll try not to do that this time. Anyway, I was thinking about that, and the reality is I don't have any self-control when it comes to food, healthy or not. I wouldn't say any self-control, but I find it really difficult, especially with my three favorite things, and that are in no particular order: chocolate, cheese, and wine. And I've discovered something about myself that's a bit shocking, really, that if I have wine in the house, I feel the need to drink it. Now, admittedly, not all at once. I've never been drunk, and that's the absolute truth. I've never been drunk. I will always stop, maybe after 2.5 glasses of wine. But when you're drinking that consistently, like every evening when I'm actually cooking, there's that joke that says, I like to cook with wine and sometimes I actually add it to the food. That's me. I don't mean to, but I like it. And so it's there, so I drink it. So I've realized that if it's in the house, I feel compelled to drink it. So I'd be no good with a wine cellar. Just saying. I'm also the same when it comes to chocolate. So I really like this brand of LD chocolate, no sponsorship or anything like that, of course. But I like 85% chocolate. I like my chocolate to bite back. And I go, I'm just going to have one, because there's 5 pieces of chocolate in here, individually wrapped. I go, I'll just have one, or I'll just have a half. But the thing is, it never stays like that. It doesn't take me very long to finish this whole bar of chocolate at all. And then I sort of sabotage myself, because here I am, I'm trying to be healthy, Exhibit A, with, in case you're wondering, some Greek yogurt, some tahini, cinnamon, and a very healthy homemade muesli that I put together. And yes, I do let it soak because it does have chia seeds in it. And, you can't just eat chia seeds. So after this, I will go and have a shower. And then by the time it's all, I've done the thing, it's ready to go. Probably too much information, but never mind. Anyway, so I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to eat healthily and, not too much. And then I go and sabotage myself by having wine in the house or chocolate in the house. Now, cheese is another thing altogether. I do really like cheese, but I'm the kind of person that if I'm feeling stressed or I'm bored or I'm slightly peckish, I will just go and slice off a hunk of cheese and eat that more than once a day. So I've decided that I can't not have cheese in the house because, cheese goes with lots of things when you're cooking. So I'm going to grate my block of cheese and stick it in the freezer, because it's too hard to eat a handful of grated cheese. So it's just sort of simple things like that I've realized I need to, if I'm serious about trying to lose some weight and getting fit, I need to not sabotage myself. So that was my little epiphany that I had this morning. But wait, there's more. But now it's time for me to have my coffee and a shower, and I'll be back. And so I'm back after a delightful shower, and the berries have thawed out and the chia seeds have done their thing, so I now have a lovely purple bowl of breakfast. So I will just, continue the conversation about the self-sabotage realization. So I can swap out the wine in the evening for some soda water. Like I have a lovely soda stream, and now that the weather is, springing, although we're in the middle of the spring of deception and really doesn't know what it's doing, but the weather is getting warmer and officially it's daylight saving in the next few days. So, you feel less inclined to be hunkered down now that spring is springing. And so some soda water with lime is a very nice substitute for having a glass of wine while I'm cooking. The cheese, well, we've already discussed that. I can, grate my hunk of cheese. The trouble is what to do about my chocolate fetish. Especially because, everybody says how wonderfully healthy it is. The trouble is I don't just stop at one piece or even half a piece. I often have 1.5 pieces, which is not necessarily bad in itself, but it's not helpful when you're trying to lose some weight and be healthy. So if anybody has any suggestions about what I can substitute my chocolate for, that would be great. Bearing in mind that I do have a nut allergy, which, lots of people will just have a handful of nuts or something. So I'm not too sure what to do about, my snacking. So yes, if you have any suggestions, that would be really much appreciated. But it's been quite an interesting thought process to think, okay, I need to substitute my, I wouldn't call them vices, but my 3 things that I really thoroughly enjoy, but are kind of sabotaging my fitness and weight journey. So I'll keep you posted and let you know how they're going. I think the other thing I've realized, I was talking to you the other day about my sleep hygiene. Last night I had a very good night's sleep, despite the fact that the dear old dog got up to, be let out in the middle of the night. I managed to fall asleep straight away, which is wonderful. I had almost 8 hours sleep, which is practically unheard of for me. So, fantastic. But one thing I did last night was I actually went to bed relatively early. I think my sweet spot is somewhere between 9 and 9:30. So I'll keep you posted about that too. But it's amazing how refreshed and wonderful you feel after a great night's sleep. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me on my journey of self-discovery of my self-sabotage. Hopefully, yes, we're on to a whole new chapter, and I will certainly keep you informed. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that. I'll see you again soon. Bye.